I'm so curious to see what Squid Game's most controversial characters will look like in Season 3. Squid Game Season 2 took the show in a unique direction that very few audiences could have predicted, dragging the protagonist Gi-hun Lee Jung-jae back into the titular games in order to bring them down from the inside. The season offers a much deeper insight into how this company works, with fascinating subplots that delve into the guards' identities and the ideology of the elusive frontman, Lee Byung-hun. Yet one particular group of characters that was notably absent from this season was the VIPs. The VIPs played a huge role in Squid Game's first season, and their presence in the narrative is a great way to tease just how expansive this company's reach is. This isn't just a story about Gi-hun and his experiences, but rather a much larger conspiracy that needs cutting off at the roots. It's been confirmed that the VIPs will reappear in Squid Game Season 3, but I'm concerned that audiences may not remember their importance by the time the show's climax rolls around. The VIPs were the weirdest part of Squid Game Season 1. Their role in this story isn't totally clear. Squid Game took the world by storm when it was initially released on Netflix in 2021, and much of the show's success came down to the fact that it felt so familiar while being so original at the same time. We've seen countless examples of these survival game stories before, whether it's Battle Royale or The Hunger Games, but Netflix's show did an excellent job of distinguishing itself. The introduction of the VIPs is a perfect example of this, as it shifted the show's focus from the characters inside the games to the implications of the outside world. Oh, well, I hope this theory about Thanos returning in Squid Game Season 3 isn't true. A recent theory about Thanos making a return in Squid Game Season 3 is not what I want to hear, but unfortunately, the rumors may end up being true. Very little is known about the VIPs, but it's suggested that they're all wealthy associates of Ilmam's, Young-soo, financial firm who've grown bored and disillusioned with their privileged lives. It's their money that funds the games, and their bets on the outcome of the challenges that keep everything running. This makes them some of the most important figures in the show, but we still don't know any of their identities. Some theories even suggest that a prominent Squid Game character is a secret VIP. There's so much room for surprise with these characters going into the show's third season. Why the VIPs were not in Squid Game Season 2. The second season didn't bring them back into the story. Given all the secrecy that Season 1 created surrounding the VIPs, it was hugely surprising when they didn't return at all in Season 2. However, it actually makes a lot of sense considering this season's tonal shift. Originally, the VIPs didn't turn up until the fifth challenge, where they began to place bets on the winner of the games. They likely waited because this gave them a smaller pool of contestants to place their bets on. Squid Game Season 2 focuses less closely on the games, so the writers never reached the fifth challenge. The show's second season is much more interested in the character dynamics outside the challenges, which was a smart decision given all the new faces that audiences have to get to know. Rushing back into the challenges would have felt too repetitive, so the writers took this season in a very different direction. Only 3 full challenges are shown in Season 2, so it's likely that the VIP's re-entrance is being saved for the upcoming Squid Game Season 3 later this year. What role the VIPs will play in Squid Game Season 3? The VIPs are officially coming back for the final season. Although the VIPs have mostly operated from the shadows up until this point, I'm confident that their role in Squid Game Season 3 will be much more significant. They're the people financing the challenges, and there's no way Gi-hun will be able to succeed in his quest to end the games without defeating them first. The way Season 2 sets up Kang Noel's Park Ju-young subplot as the rebellious guard also seems to be leading towards a confrontation behind the curtain, which could bring her face to face with the VIPs. Whatever direction Squid Game Season 3 decides to take, it's inevitable that Gi-hun will have to face off against the VIPs before bringing the games to an end. Whatever direction Squid Game Season 3 decides to take, it's inevitable that Gi-hun will have to face off against the VIPs before bringing the games to an end. More morbidly, no fans are even theorizing that Gi-hun will become the next front man in Squid Game's final episode as he becomes jaded by the other players. This also seems impossible without some kind of involvement from the VIPs.